Hello and welcome back to Avowed. Last time we explored up here to Amalia's camp, up to the Outcast Tower, and then over to this Outcast Cave. Now, this time, I actually think we want to go back to some of these areas, but before we do that, we're going to go here, we're going to cross over, we're going to go into Solace Keep, and we're going to do some stuff in there. Because I think that we're probably going to find a bounty tower in there, and that's going to tell us a whole bunch of places we need to go. But yeah, probably worth going back to these places and grabbing whatever loot was around that we didn't manage to pick up. Also, clearing out all the bits in between, because although the positive of the new map revealing system is that it's a little bit less stressful when exploring their map, we still do need to walk around some bits of the map to find all the little extra bits all around the place. We also need to speak to Marius, so I'm going to fast travel over to the party camp, speak to Marius, and then when we exit the party camp, we'll be where we need to be. It all works almost as if it was planned out, which it was last time. So, Marius. Oh, also back into first person.
Envoy? Been thinking about Amalia a bit. You got yourself involved and found a way for her to leave the Tusks. I'm not sure you know what a huge favor that was. Solace's traditions exist for a reason. It's just not always a good reason.
Well, those traditions have kept Solace around for centuries. We do kind of respect the rule of law around here.
Oh, I know. I've heard that many, many times. Good for them, really. Everything Solace does is based on blind obedience or fear of history repeating itself. That's no way to live.
Tradition keeps history and culture alive. That's what it's for.
That's all well and good until someone decides to use it as a weapon. Envoy, what do you need?
Well, I'm done now. I need to get over here and leave. We'll exit in the morning, which is fine, with our party. Right. I think this is the bridge we need to cross over here. We're just going to run near the edges in case there's anything we need to find. Because it did look like there was another route up here. Don't hear any loot, so I'm going to assume there isn't any. In fact, there's been a lot less loot around these areas than I would have expected, but I'm also kind of thinking that we're nearing...
We could send the wardens a message.
Oh.
Adherence here, Fjord burned, Solace next. Best, Marius.
But just think of all the scenery we'd miss out on.
That's a little extreme. But yeah, we're kind of reaching the end point of the game. I'm thinking that they might stop dropping quite as much, like, just generic loot around the place, and they might start giving us a lot more, like, unique items and interesting places, because really at this point, why do I need, like, 500 fine weapons? If I haven't upgraded my equipment at this point with what it gave us, I'm probably just not going to do it. So... yeah, I suspect there might be a change in loot philosophy as we get further and further into the game. Right. Should we figure out what that building is, or just go straight forward? I think just go straight forward for now. Let's walk at Solace. Let's see if they'll open the gates to us. They might not. They might say, absolutely not, I'm not opening the gates to you. Alright. Over here, and... hello.
Foitu meio. It's Cosmine. Just let me handle this.
Marius? No. You must be a ghost. A curse.
Oh, that would be news to me.
You're alive. You. Asshole. You show your face now? Now?
You missed him, didn't you?
Several times, but I hit more than I missed.
We used to be friends. Or so I thought. But then this Jitule left. Unannounced. No note, no nothing. Didn't even say goodbye to Iancu. And now you cozy up here, after 3 years, with an adherent godlike, no less? No offense.
He's only been gone 3 years? It sounds like he keeps talking like he's been gone for decades. It's been gone 3 years? That's it? Okay. Let's say some taken.
What are you all doing at the ass end of the living lands anyway?
You know I wouldn't be here if it wasn't important. We need to speak to the council.
You know the rules. Outsiders cannot enter without express permission of the council.
Or with an honored warden.
Which you are not. I shouldn't even be talking to either of you. It's forbidden.
Well, I am the duly appointed envoy of the Emperor of Adir. Let me in.
Emperor? What's that?
It's their word for a fancy guy in a big gold hat.
I know what that means. I was trying to be sarcastic.
Come on, just for once, consider not being a complete Jatule and let us pass.
You know the position this puts me in. If I let you in, the council will have my head.
Well, you either trust Marius or you don't. Decide.
Now, come on. That's not fair. Of course I trust Marius. I mean, I did. Once.
Cosmine, Solace Keep is in real danger. Do you truly think I'd come back here for anything less?
Gods damn it. I'm going to regret this, aren't I? I'll let you in, but be warned. Solace is not as it was, Marius.
I doubt it. Nothing really changes in Solace.
You'll see for yourself. The council isn't what it was. Keep a watchful eye. Lower it on down. Quickly now.
All that for us?
Just be aware, people of Solace are just as stubborn as its walls.
This guy didn't seem very stubborn. It seemed actually quite easy to convince him to abandon his position. But anyway.
Gods. Here we go.
Here we go.
We're right here.
If it's the new recruit playing games again, I'm going to... Your face... It's just like... No. It's the lack of sleep. It's impossible. But still...
I look like, Nandru. That's who I look like.
Alright. Took you long enough. Wait, you're not from the hunting party.
Nope.
Where's the hunting party? They were supposed to be here an hour ago.
Right there.
Idiots. Better not have gotten themselves killed. We need the supplies.
Ooh, mine.
If they've gotten themselves drunk out there, I'm going to turn them into leather.
Ooh, chest.
You look just like Nandru. You
I've been
have
told.
markings. The council is going to lose its
Right. Ooh. All of this is mine. As is all of this. Oh, I'm now over my limit. Let's drop a bunch of these. So, well, by drop, I mean, let's chuck them back into our, yes, into our stash. There we go. Out here. Continue exploring this front area with all the loot in it. Ooh, more loot.
Duty won't feed us, Mother. Duty won't keep us from dying.
How dare you talk to your mother that way?
Hello.
But Kostya says that Solace Keep is nothing but a crypt. We'll die in here. I'm so tired of listening to you. Kostya this, Kostya that. Solace Keep protects us all. I don't want to hear another word.
What's going on here?
An outlander.
Don't mean to be disrespectful, but we'd prefer not to deal with your kind. What's wrong with talking to the Outlander, We need outside opinions. We need medicine. You're sick, Mother. Pargrunen affairs are Pargrunen affairs. We don't speak of them to outsiders. Even if it costs you your life, Mother? You'd rather die than ask for help from an Outlander?
Kostya has a lot to answer for. Poisoning our youth's minds with these ideas.
I think your child is onto something.
Once again, Outlander, we did not ask for your opinion. Leave us before we call for a warden's assistance.
No, I'm tired of this. I am leaving with Amalia's crew, and you can't stop me.
I'd like to see you try. You're not brave enough for that.
Well,
An outlander.
we just ruined the family dynamic for pretty much zero reason. We didn't need to get involved at all. We could have let them ruin it themselves, but now we have been involved. Now we're traveling, I assume, down into the keep? Although actually it did look like it had an up previously. Up? Down? I don't know which direction we went.
Marius? He's alive?
Welcome back to Wodika's Nails, an outsider.
Hello.
Nobody told me to expect outsiders. Welcome to...
Is something wrong? Is there a spirit behind me?
What? No spirits. It's, nothing. My apologies. Do you have any questions about Sola's keep?
Why were you so shocked by my appearance?
I've never seen anyone quite like you, is all. No, that's not entirely true. All I'll say is, take a good look at the big statue of Nandru, this keep's founder, when you enter the main hall. A word of warning before you enter. You are the first outsiders to visit the keep in longer than I know.
I understand. It's an honor to be here.
It is an honor to have you. Enjoy your visit to Sala's keep.
He does not look happy. Help wanted. Repair the godless aqueducts. You all keep asking me how we can pump more water from the springs, and I keep telling you the same thing. We can't. What we can do is repair the old aqueducts out by the slumbering fields. They worked for the godless centuries ago. They just need a little upkeep now. If you're tired of tasting sulfur in your water, then join my small expeditionary team to take stock of repairs. If the godless left functional aqueducts behind, we should consider them a gift of Abaddon. There's no reason we shouldn't use them. Come find me by the fountain on the second floor of the keep if you're interested. Chief Engineer Gabral. I do wonder whether Solace Keep was originally a godless fortress that was adapted, or whether it's something they built next to the old godless infrastructure. I mean, it doesn't really look like a godless one. It looks very Pargrunan, but that kind of implies that there could be some connections to the old godless, well, at least aqueduct infrastructure. Right. In we go.
Sanctuary of Nandru. Hasn't changed a bit.
It is carved from stone.
Oh, let's walk right in here. Let's have a look at it. Oh, there's nothing we can do with it? He definitely has a few godlike features. You can kind of see them here. Yeah. Interesting. I don't even know how to explore this place. Let's start this corner and just work our way around, I guess. Just go all the way around here and just go into each area. So I'm just destroying boxes because it's an outlander thing to do. Nobody should question it. This list of sorely needed provisions is written in neat blocky script. Wooden spoons, flatware, steel bowls without dent, seals for water still, mortar for patching walls, bones for broth, any kind of spice at all, wrap, poison bread, flour, spring berries, potatoes, water, honey. Oh, well, it just seemed like a pretty normal list. Seemed perfectly reasonable. Hello.
Listen, everyone wants seconds, okay? You can get back in line or wait until next meal.
I haven't had first yet.
Well, I don't... thought you were... Let me start over. I am the ringleader of the circus. No one does anything without a belly full of whatever we're warming up here today. Honestly, Marius here would catch something better than I could rustle up for you.
Nah, I just do what I do. You make last week's salt pork taste like this week's salt pork.
Take a compliment, Amakura. You're a good hunter. Always were. I have a little time to chat right now. What can I do for you?
What sorts of things do people eat in Solace?
Oh, my friend, let me tell you something. It's best not to worry about what's in the food. We eat what we have. We depend mostly on our hunters and patrols to bring back whatever they can find. Of course, that means I have to be creative to find ways to make everything edible and palatable, at least.
You don't seem satisfied with the way things are.
Between you and me, I'm not. It's no secret that eating brownish stew surprise gets old after a while. Councillor Kostia wants things to change around here. He wants to work with the other settlements to increase trade. Imagine it. Fish from Thirdborn, wild game from Paradis, produce from Fior Messiverno.
Ooh, I wouldn't count on produce from Fior.
Ah, yes, I forgot. I don't know what I would do if my home was destroyed like that. I guess I take what we have for granted. Tradition says we have to survive without help from the outside world, or we'll never survive. Tradition has kept these walls standing. It makes sense why we'd be slow to risk losing that.
So what's for dinner?
Well, it's I couldn't tell you. And I skinned it myself. Best of luck out there, my friends. And stay away from this stew.
Hey, you.
Greetings. What can I do for my new friends?
I'd like to trade. So he is the Gourmand's Delight. Food restores 40% more health and essence. That's definitely interesting. And there's an argument that would earn us more money over time than the 20% extra money picked up. And the argument is, if we were to use all of our food, right, it would make our food go 40% further, thereby saving us money over time. But we don't buy food, which is the first thing against that argument. And the second thing is, we have more of it than we know what to do with. So for now, it's not that useful for us. I am, however, going to sell all of these. Yes. There we go. That's pretty good. He doesn't have anything else worth buying, so that's alright there. Continue working our way down the lines here, grabbing whatever we can steal.
You think Kostia's right, huh?
Also, we heard Kostia before, and now we're hearing Kostia again. Which is definitely interesting. Imagine Kostia is going to be a big part of whatever is happening here. Beadle. A how-to. This blocky script is written with an overly heavy hand. What is Beadle? It's the wretched excuse for mead that we have in this god's forsaken waste we call a home. It's a beverage as harsh and as unyielding as the Pargrunen that drink it. It's a point of pride for Solace's proud defenders and the shared hatred that brings our people together. That's what Beadle is. To truly appreciate Beadle and the horrendous process through which it is made, you first know of its origins. When my great-great-great-great-grandmother... The letter continues like this for several paragraphs before finally ending in a laughably short recipe. Ah, I see. Blast it. Ah, and there's the lockbox we could hear. Wonderful. Back over here. Hello.
Damn. Outsiders in the keep? Joffrey really must be shit at commanding the wardens if you got in. Marius? You're back? God's alive. I never thought I'd see you again.
Mina, is that you? Didn't recognize you with all that whiskey smell around you.
The whiskey helps me sleep. I've been working extra shifts without Petru here. Things would be a lot better if he was still in charge.
Why isn't Petru in charge anymore?
Something must have happened to him.
Ah, maybe Kostia got rid of Petru. Maybe we're going to have the dynamic where Kostia's bringing in real change that could help these people, but Petru was murdered by Kostia or something. I could see something happening there. You suspect foul play?
Not exactly. It's law in the keep that we don't ever leave Solace. Ever. Not unless we're on assignment at an outpost. Your friend Marius here is an example as to what happens if we do. Some people don't like that. Petru... he skirted the rules. Has some project out there, at that abandoned warden tower. He usually goes out for a day or two, but always comes back. It's been weeks now, and nothing. I figure... something must have happened to him. Who knows what's out there? Attacked by Zaribs, killed in a lava flow.
That old tower is a good spot to look for clues to his whereabouts.
I think so too. I'd love to look into it, but Joffrey won't spare any wardens. Look, I know it's not your business, but you're the only one who can go in and out of the keep. If you happen to go by the abandoned warden tower, just to the northwest of Solace, keep an eye out for him, all right? Even a clue as to where he is would help. Maybe I'd be able to convince Joffrey to send someone after him.
I'll do what I can.
Never thought I'd see an outsider do more for me than my own people. Thanks, Adiren.
Sometimes people just leave. He's probably drunk somewhere feeling bad about it.
Fair enough.
I'm cutting you.
Hello.
What do you want?
Any rumors I should know about?
Depends on what you care about. There's a bounty board you can check if you need coin. I heard something about the trade caravan, but I've yet to see hide nor hair of them. And Mina here's been blubbering for a while, if you're really desperate for something to do. But that's all I've got. So, what do you want?
Nothing.
Suit yourself.
Well, I just see that... Oh, you're not the shop. The shop's through the wall. I see. Well, that's fine then.
Outsider. Feel like helping us out?
Sure, I'll talk to you first, though.
Welcome to the Tusks, outsider. Be courteous while in Solace's halls, and you shall remain welcome. Check the board for bounties. Anything catch your eye, feel free to take it on. You'll be rewarded accordingly.
Why do these creatures need to be killed?
Resources are scarce out here. We need to cull the competition if we are to survive.
Is there nobody else available to deal with these?
No. Our fighters are more than capable, but they are stretched thin. Times are hard. But that's life here in the Tusks.
Alright, goodbye.
Be safe out there.
Right, Destul. Attention! A reward will be given for killing a foul undead creature that has been seen wandering the Ash Forest. For some reason it has taken up residence in the forest crater. Its very existence is an affront to Wodaka. Cleanse the Tusks of its foul presence. To claim your reward, return proof of your kill to Silwyn in Solace Keep. That's the second time we've heard Wodaka mentioned. I'm guessing these guys are also avid followers. They might get on well with Stilgarot.
Put that poor husk out of its misery. Destroy it, so that the soul within can be freed.
Beetle Matriarch. Attention! A reward will be given for killing a deadly beetle matriarch. It has established a large nest in Gallowayne's tusks and is breeding at an alarming rate. Remove this menace and stem the beetle invasion plaguing the region.
Be careful with this one. We believe it's the source of the beetles infesting the region.
Renato's Dispatch. Wanted. Sansa, some Nimdut from Paradise, reports his assistant Renato is missing somewhere in the Tusks. A reward has been offered for the return of Renato's cartographic notes. Below is the last correspondence in case he's not already dead. Sansa, my good man, work is still proceeding apace. It's rocky going though. Hot, cold and windy, all in the same day. Hope to reach Solace Keep tomorrow. Looking forward to the local cuisine. These wilds are a test of what one considers edible. I'll have the geological feature data sent your way as soon as I find anything resembling a courier post. The Bergrunen are skeptical of outsiders, to put it delicately. I'm not sure what a Nimdut is, but I've been called it 3 times. Any longer and I might not be above bribing a merchant caravan to carry it. If I've learned one thing about the Tusks, it's that a fellow has to do what it takes. Renato. Well, hopefully he's alive. He probably isn't though. Congasar and Krusta. Attention! A reward will be given for killing the pair of ogres that have taken up residence at the old godless shrine. They are extremely aggressive and have refused any attempt to communicate. Worse, they have slain multiple wardens patrolling the area. Kongasar and Krusta must be eliminated.
Be careful with those ogres. Bastards are tough.
The Spore King. Attention! A reward will be given for killing an exceptionally territorial sporling that has been causing havoc in the slumbering fields. It is believed to have been around since before even Nandru's time, but it is causing difficulty for our engineers and wardens that are trying to ensure fresh water continues flowing to Solace Keep. The creature must be destroyed for all our sakes.
We've taken to calling it the Spore King. Not sure when it started or who is to blame, but the name stuck. Unfortunately.
Bounty. Urvolnau. Attention! A reward will be given for killing the fiend Urvolnau. This massive bear infected by the Dream Scourge has been spotted in the Twined Wood. The god's forsaken beast has slain some of Solace's best wardens. It threatens the safety of our people and must be killed.
Be careful. Some of our best wardens were lost to that thing. Bereth guide their souls to a better life.
They said Bereth there instead of saying, also we don't have a map of Solace. That's interesting. All the other towns we had a map, but we don't have one of this one. Interesting. Anyway, now we've done those, we have some new locations for things. Ah, so that bit on the road that we saw was actually one of these bounties. Oh, that makes sense then. Yeah, and there's one over here and one all the way down here in the area that we could have explored at the start of last episode that I was kind of 50-50 on. Ah. Alright. Cool, we got more to do, but that's a good start. Oh, I thought he was going to say more. He just said, "Ah, great." And I thought it was going to be like some long sentence, but nope, that's it.
Outsider.
You must be the Keep's chief diplomat.
Funny. What do you want? You need something?
You don't see a lot of outsiders here, do you?
Never once, and now that I have, I can't say I care for it. Leave our keep and our garden be. That's all I'll say on that.
I'd like to trade. Son of Black Heaven. That costs so much. Blocking has a 10% chance to restore 20 essence, plus 50 maximum essence. So if you were like a melee mage, this would be great, I guess? One of the two legendary armaments favored by Fesa Aderos, a fire god-like arcane knight of the Steel Garrote from centuries past. The colours of the shield reflect the woman that first wielded it, with coal-black skin and fire that burned a brilliant gold. Fesa was a sight to behold on the battlefield. Despite her overzealous use of her powers in combat, Son of Black Heaven kept Fesa energized and ready to continue the fight for much longer than she would be expected for a woman so eager to unleash her wrath. Yeah, so I guess if you had like a couple of simple spells, this would go great. I'm trying to think what spells you would want for that. I don't really know. I do want to buy this one that gives us information on Galawain's god token. But yeah, I'm not sure what kind of spells you're looking for. Maybe the one that gives you a melee weapon, but even then, like I think it's a two-handed. It's kind of an awkward item to use. But it does seem to be implying that you could be kind of going sword, board, with like the occasional spell thrown in, which you could do. But the problem with that is if you're doing that kind of build, one, you've invested a lot of points in learning individual spells. And then two, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like you would run out of essence. But maybe you would. I don't know. Where the fungal forest halts among the ruins the changeling's totem exalts. Below a bridge above the acid sea, the first of the Elk's remains shall be. I think we've got that one. Past disused tower guarding lava fields, by stone and bramble this antler is sealed. The lupine pelt will heed your call on ashen tower where the sky did fall. Near the founder's head these arrows find, out of view where he is blind. In fallen spire amidst fields of slumber, a wooden trio waits to be discovered. The final shafts you shall seek in a silent village where spirits still shriek. Cool. That at least gives us something for our quest. I'm going to buy all your lockpicks, I guess. I don't need to buy these. Yeah, actually, you have very little that I want to buy outside of this. I guess the other thing that you could do is you could buy this to get Adraban, but it's a very expensive way of getting Adraban. Right. Hey! And we've got 600 XP for buying the thing as well. So which ones have we done? We found the antler. Yeah. That's fine. Cool. So we now have even more quests. And these ones are actually difficult. Oh, there are still quests that can be difficult for us. Well, that's good to know. Right. I'm assuming it doesn't mean this statue. It must mean a different one.
Importance of tradition. Nandru chose this place for a reason, huh?
Exactly. To leave with only
I think it's up there.
the great fountain.
I think the loot thing we're looking for is there.
We need to open our gates to the world.
Let's go up here and see if we can get there. I'm gonna ignore everything else for now. Oh!
Access to fresh crops from Fjord, or all of the
Old hammer.
No, I don't.
What do we need an old hammer for? This is a quest item for a quest we don't have. Someone must be looking for it.
No, Mihala calling the shots.
Oh. See, this is what I thought we were looking for, this thing. Ah. Well, let's open it up. Ton of stuff. And the dagger. And we also have... Oh. This as well. I thought I wasn't doing it for a second there, but just had a slightly different noise. Destroy that. And, oh, Petru's key would have got us in here. Oh. Oh, I see. So this is like Petru's room. So I don't think you were meant to just jump over there, but we did, so. Okay. Or maybe you're meant to find Petru's key and that lets you in there. You know, it probably has clues later.
I have to bring this to the council's attention.
What, that I'm here? Or just in general? Right. Grab all that. Nope, nothing there.
No, I couldn't
Unfinished poetry. These hastily scrawled words form the beginning of a poem that was never finished. What would I do for you, my son? There's quite a list, far more than one. I would travel to the garden for you. I would eat a bowl of solace stew. I would rather play with you instead of handling the wares of the honored dead. I would split apart the greystone sky to give you a look at the world outside. But for now, all that I can do is...
It's too precious. Safe. In the drawer.
In the drawer, you say? Diary entry? We mustn't, I gasp, pushing her away from me as our lips part. It isn't right. Provetica is upon us, my heart, she sobs, reaching up to card her fingers through my hair. We must seize happiness where we can. I gaze into her eyes, limpid pools of tears, and take her in as she stands before me. Her hair, tousled from our strenuous activities, falls gracefully over her shoulder in waves more beautiful than any ocean. Mahala, I whisper her name like a prayer. She surges forward, our tongues battling for dominance. It goes on like this for pages. Alright, well I've just stolen his weird diary entry. Well, I guess I will leave you be. Someone else was mentioning Mahala out here, but to be honest, I wasn't 100% paying attention to them. I was more trying to figure out how to get into that room. Which I did, so. Cool. And we have two ways to go. We can go down or up. I'm going to go down because I think up is where it wants us to go. So, let's go down. Also, it's a shop.
If I were going to have a drink with one of the gods, I'd pick Abidan.
I feel like a shrine of Abidan among the Forges of Solace is rather self-explanatory.
Mogren's got plenty of followers among Rawatai soldiers, too.
Is this the
Can't survive this close to a volcano without a healthy reverence for Mogren.
I think this is our forge guy. Hello there.
The outsiders, welcome. I hope you don't mind if I shout a bit. I feel like it's impossible to hear anything over all this banging and quenching. Indeed, when they came down to tell us that we had outsiders about, I swore I misheard. I probably should have cleaned up the place.
What is your role here?
I am Forge Master Della. Recently appointed, I should add. Old Master Tassa passed away, and the council appointed me.
Master Tassa died? I figured that old lady would live forever.
So did I. Turns out death comes for us all. Surprised me, too.
Someone volunteered you for the position, I take it?
I assume so. Maybe Tassa did it herself. I know I wouldn't have put my own name on the list.
Why wouldn't you be Forge Master? Are you not compensated or supported well enough?
No, that's not it. I'm just worn rough because I don't get to do the work anymore. I stand here and watch these Komai do it. I get compensated just like everyone else. I just also get a place in the Obsidian Quarter with the officers. You came down here for a reason. What can I do for you?
Well, it looks like you take your inspiration from that shrine to Abaddon.
I know. A shrine to Abaddon in a forge. How unique. What can I do for you?
Stockkeeper Eberk told me you could make something special for me with this.
Did he now? And what exactly is Abaddon's shiny beard? That's star metal. These days I work more with a quill than a hammer, but I think I can make an exception for this. And if the council doesn't like it, they can make someone else Forge Master. Oh, I'd be a happy man to be working the forge again. Oh, how I miss it!
So what can you do with it?
The question you should be asking is what can't I do with it? I could refine and sharpen the material into a sword, certainly. A simple enough ask once you know the secrets of star metal. Alternatively, there's something I've wanted to make since the last time I had my hands on this stuff. A star metal archivist. Now that sounds like a proper challenge.
An arquebus sounds perfect.
May Abaddon guide my hand, and this trial be worthy of Magrin's attention.
This ought to be good.
Here it is. A firearm unlike any other. I call it the Moonstrike Arquebus, for it will strike your enemies as fiercely as Abaddon's hammer struck the falling moon.
Aha! I look forward to putting your skills to the test out there.
You will not find them lacking. That said, this material is unlike any other metal. It is superior in nearly every way, and an unmatched challenge to work. I want to see what else I could do with it. Bring me more fragments, and I will forge for you a blade unlike any other. Though with more star metal, I may be able to upgrade the Moonstrike Arquebus a bit more.
Let's complete the set. Make me the sword.
Certainly. I look forward to seeing what else I can do with this metal.
Now this I have to see.
It is done. I call it the Meteor Blade. Never before has anything I've crafted held such a wicked edge.
Excellent work. I will wield this weapon with pride.
I look forward to hearing stories of the deeds you accomplish with it.
I have more star metal for you.
Blessed day. What would you like done?
Oh, and I can upgrade either of these. I should be going. Let's have a look at these things. I'm not really too excited because obviously we don't use either of these classes of weapon, but let's see. Moonstrike. So immediately, compared to ours, it's a lot more damage. Power attacks deal moderate frost accumulation to nearby enemies. Hits deal 10% bonus frost damage. The opalescent mosaic pattern decorating this arquebus brings thoughts of the stars beyond to its wielder. Each bullet fired from it strikes as violently as Ondra's own moon and as cold as the void. This normally rigid star metal was used to make this weapon, has been masterfully molded into an exquisitely functioning arquebus. No easy feat. Running a finger along the barrel produces an eerie noise, somewhere between humming and a cacophony of whispers. Well, let's have a look at it here. Let's switch over. And, That's kind of cool. Right. Meteor Blade. Right. A full combo attack gives the enemy minus 20% damage and hit steel frost damage. Alright, so kind of cool for a sword and board, I'm going to go in there and hit people kind of person. This elegant blade is perfectly balanced and beautifully engraved. You can feel the cold of the star metal seeping through the grip on the hilt. It's not uncomfortable, more of a constant reminder of the otherworldly nature of the material the sword is crafted from. I think I prefer the arquebus as something to upgrade. The reason I prefer the arquebus, although I am going to have a look at this one, is because we might actually use it someday. If we want to do like a heavy amount of damage as a first strike. That looks kind of cool though. Anyway, doesn't matter because I'm not going to use either of them. I'm going to use that and then this one, right? Yes. There we go. And then I'm going to switch back to my actual weapon. Oh, I can also check the upgrades on these as well because they're unique.
You're back! What did you miss most? The loud clanging or the grimy walls and floor? What can I do for you?
I'm more star metal. I'd like you to upgrade the arquebus.
Let's. I've been looking forward to doing this for a long time. Proper rifling for the barrel and a bit of weight balancing will do this arquebus wonders.
Always a privilege to watch a master at work.
Here you are. A firearm unlike any other. Use it to rain death upon your foes for me, eh?
I'll stare in awe at the weapon.
Enamored by its beauty, aren't you? You're not alone, outsider.
Where'd you get your materials?
We have mines throughout the Tusks, though most of them were abandoned until very recently. Most of our material comes from reforging old equipment. Someone dies or retires and we make something new from their stuff.
It's a fine tradition, if you don't mind going on patrol in your dead uncle's old pants.
Mock all you like, outcast. This way has worked for centuries.
Why were your mines abandoned?
Like most things around Solace, they got too costly and dangerous to maintain. The Council thought it best to close them down. Council of Kostya has argued to get some of them open again. We might be getting some new ores sometime soon.
I'd like to see your wares. So, 2 lots of Adraban, Faith and Conviction, Heavy Armor. Slowly regenerate Essence. You and your companions receive 4% damage reduction. Do the other classes use Essence? I don't think they do, right? I think it's just for spells. That's interesting. This is the second piece of what we found. It's like an Essence-based armor at this point. Huh. Or an Essence-based thing. Like, that would work really well in the other build with the shield. I want to buy both of those. Gauntlets of Devotion. Lowered stamina cost while blocking. Hit steal 5% bonus fire damage. We could buy the Corrupted Adra too if we wanted to. I'm going to buy these. Let's start with the simple stuff. Buy that. Buy that. Buy that. Right, so that is 21 and that's 21. So we're talking 64, something like that. Oh, let's start by selling these. That's easy. Switch to stash items. And then we'll work our way down here to the non-unique items. Right. And you might be wondering, why do you keep all the unique items? You never use them. Yeah, I know I never use them, but like, I don't know. It's something in me won't let me like just get rid of them. I gotta keep them. Also, I'm just destroying the common stuff because we literally have no use for like most of the common stuff, right? Like most of it we have 0 use for, so we might as well just sell it and make whatever money we're gonna make out of it. Because even if we break something down, we're not gonna break it down and turn it into the next level, then turn it into the next level, then turn it into the next level. I just sold a random grimoire. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it too much, but it does bother me. Right, and then fine is kind of, it's actually the same logic here. We're probably never gonna break down the fine stuff to make the next level. It just doesn't seem like that's something we're going to do. We may break down this level, which is where it starts to get a little bit worse to do this, but I still feel like we're probably not going to do that. I need to sell this as well. Alright, well, turns out I'm breaking down nothing. Right, and then I want to buy the 2 Adraban, plus the Corrupted Adra. Why am I buying the Corrupted Adra? Because you can turn it into Adraban. And I hope it's a 3-to-1, otherwise we've well overpaid. Have I finished that quest? No, I don't think I have. I think there must be more stuff, right? Yes, there must be one more upgrade. Cool. And we also now have Heaven Strike, which I assume is the same. Looks pretty much the same to me. Oh, there we go. This weapon was impressive indeed before Forge Master Della had a chance to further refine it. Now, however, it is a true masterpiece. The barrel of the arquebus has proper rifling and sits more naturally in your grip thanks to its overall improved balance. The extra force with which the weapon fires is only made possible through this increased balance, otherwise the recoil will be too much for a mere kith to handle. It is a lot of damage per hit, right? It's 300 stun. That might actually put something immediately into stunned, so that might be possible, especially if you had more stuff for that type of weapon. It might be possible to just shoot something and then immediately get the stunned hit on it as well, so you'd end up doing like maybe 1,000, maybe 1,500 damage immediately, which would be incredible. But that's not our build, so as good as that is and as cool as that sounds, that's not our build, so it's not going to do that unless we completely changed our build. Now, it is an option to completely change our build, but I don't really like doing that, especially when our current build is not bad, it's just different, right? It uses wands and stuff. Forge Master's Orders. This notice is written in intense, angry handwriting on a piece of smudged, charred parchment. To all who serve in the Forge, I understand you think I am unworthy of this position, but by decree of the Council of Solace and our hallowed traditions, I am your Forge Master and you should all treat me as such. For example, no more leaving stations unkempt, no more sloughing ash in my direction, no more stealing of my rations, no more using forge fires to cook meat, no more hilarious effigies, no more use of the term Gorge Master to refer to my eating habits, no more flicking slag at me and then acting like you did nothing. Tuli, I know it was you. No more swapping my quenching oil out for deadly acid, no more patting me on the head instead of saying yes, Forge Master. I expect these guidelines to be followed to the letter lest the Commandant hear of my complaint herself. Forge Master Della. Fair enough, fair enough. Right. Oxes. Oh, that felt good. Nothing over there. Hello. That must be the way to the council chambers, in which case I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to go this way. Anything we can do there? Kind of looks like there's a bit we can run up there, but I don't think it really is. Ooh, mine? Mine?
The very image of Nandru
Mine?
indeed. The gods send you at the most opportune time.
And mine?
A word.
And mine? Hello?
Ah, the infamous Ediran envoy. I'd heard of your resemblance to our illustrious founder, but I'd hardly believe it if I weren't seeing it for myself. The monks tell us that Nandru had a special connection to the land, a sense for where to find things. I wonder if you share it.
What do you want me to find? Why do I get the feeling you're about to ask me for something?
Ah, sharp as the tusks themselves. Our hunters can track beetles, birds, and boars, but do you know what the most elusive quarry in the tusks is?
Man? Bears?
It's water, of course. And yet you'd never know it from the way the councillors fuss. It's all traditionalist, tradition that.
I've read of other Pargrunan keeps. Few have lasted as long as Solace.
Paradoxical, isn't it? The councillors would tell you this is our calling. Their detractors say it's our prison. Me, I'm just concerned about keeping us all alive. There's an old godless aqueduct system in slumbering fields far to the southwest. I sent a team to start repairs, but I haven't heard from them.
Existing aqueducts. It's a wonder your people didn't connect them to begin with.
And acknowledge that someone else came here before us and built something worth preserving? That's Pargroon pride for you. I call it damn fool stubbornness, since we're all friends. But now that a steady water supply is a bigger concern than cultural pride, the next problem is finding my team. They were supposed to work on the section just north of the southern guard tower. You probably passed it when you entered the Tusks.
Ah, okay. Well, that also answers my question about whether this keep was in any way godless. The answer is no. Unless the god you mean is Sapadal, because it has none of Sapadal in it. Right. What about over here? I mean, I know I can destroy these, I just don't really know why. Right. In here. Oh, those aren't destroyable. This one is, though. Right.
This is not good.
What, me destroying things? Would you prefer I didn't do that?
Oh, good. Someone's come along. I can't believe the only person that stopped is an outsider. Will you help me, please?
With what?
Ugh, my hammer. One of the smiths down below sold it to me, and I'm not likely to get such a fine one again. But with all the construction going on here, still, I slipped and dropped it. I think it's somewhere down there. Do you think you can find it,
Here it is.
Ah, you have done me a great service, Amakul. Merty envoy, may your kindness be repaid swiftly.
I did it! I finished the quest that we weren't given. I don't think that was even going to be a quest. Because she didn't give me one, but... Anyway. Right, ooh.
Found a spider the size of my face in my quarters last night.
Again? Ugh.
That's not a real door. Alright. This is, though. Ooh. Let's grab these first, before I do anything else. Right. Put that away. Grab some more things. Ooh, a chest. And in the chest we have... stuff. Drafted letter. This letter is clearly a draft. Words are crossed out and there are notes in the margins. To the Honored Council of Solace, I have made my feelings on this topic known repeatedly, and yet nothing of substance has been done. It should be no surprise to you that many of us in the Obsidian Quarter have issues with the way certain policies have been enacted. I, for one, have left my boots out to be shined on several occasions, only to awaken to a pair of still scuffed boots. Such dereliction of duty cannot be accepted. Imagine if, should Magrin will it, enemies attacked from outside and no one was standing at the front gates. This is the slipperiest of slopes, and I, for one, will not allow this keep to diminish in this way. I explained to the miscreants in charge that I would be speaking with their commanding officer, but it was to no avail. My boots shall one day shine like the sun. Tradition must hold. Yours truly, Locotenet, Karen. Ah, I see, it's a Karen situation. I understand. Very not hidden reference. But, I mean, it is a slippery slope argument. But if they've got people, you know, not doing some duties, have they got people not doing other duties? Possibly. It's an exceptional grimoire of elements. Oh, I like the noise that made. That was so loud. That was crazy loud compared to the rest of the noises we're picking up stuff. That made it sound like someone would notice. Alright, so that's what we're already using, basically. Honey? Yo, you alright?
I do hope no one sees me like this.
Well, we shouldn't interrupt her. Or maybe we should.
Who let you in here? What do you want?
Why are you hiding out here?
No, of course not. Who am I kidding? I must live, no, suffer in squalor now. Unfortunately, none of the merchants in the keep have things that live up to my tastes. But as long as Mihala continues to shun the rest of the lands, we must make do with an ever-shrinking supply of true goods.
Well, there was a trade caravan on its way here.
Right. You might not want to get your hopes up on that one.
No one suffers as I do. Just leave me. Oh, and don't get anything dirty on your way out.
You don't want to talk?
Who let you in here? What do you want? No.
Let's do this again. Are you too good for everything being sold in Solace?
All the shops only have cheap goods. I deserve better than that. Just leave.
Okay. Apparently there's a trade caravan that's supposed to be here soon.
Truly? Oh, how exceptionally convenient. I shall have to wear something really dazzling. Now, shoo, let me change.
Alright, she just does the loop. She must be here for another quest. That's my only thought. She must be here for something else. Alright. Along here. Can't open that one.
I've never seen someone so tall.
Nothing over here. Grab these. Right, blast it.
Take pride in our home, fellow Pagrunin, for Solace is an impenetrable fortress.
Hello.
Move along, outsider. Consultation hours are... Oh my.
Is something the matter?
No, of course not. What can I do for one such as yourself?
What can you tell me about Nandru?
Our beloved founder. Nandru sought to create a sanctuary in the deadliest part of the island. He called it Solace. Many believe Nandru was led here by a spirit guardian of some kind. Others believe he was simply an excellent judge of location. Regardless, many of his traditions remain in place to this day, while others may have fallen by the wayside.
What do your records say about the end of Nandru's life?
Well, that is a topic of much discussion. We know that in the end, Nandru sought peace and solitude. Some foolish souls say that Nandru traveled to the garden, and that he enjoys an afterlife of peace and bliss. Hogwash. I believe Nandru died alone, having found his silence at last. Nandru would never have considered bliss a true reward. Unfortunately, all we have is belief. Nandru's remains were never found, and no record exists of his passing.
I think Nandru must have created the prison, or been involved directly in the creation of the prison, and he must have died doing it, or sealed himself in or something. Let's say, how have Nandru's traditions changed?
If you ask these absolute Zarips, they'd say not at all. I maintain that our solace is more in Sorina's vision than Nandru's. Our founder envisioned a safe place for all who reside or explore in the Tusks. An admirable goal, certainly. Sorina's vision was more about safety for the people already within Solace. Outsiders be damned.
Who was Serena?
Blessed Sorina. She led Solace's rise from the ashes centuries ago, when an attack breached the walls and ruined our keep. She was a forceful and diligent leader who oversaw the rebuilding of the keep and established new traditions to keep us safe. Many, myself included, believe her traditions conflicted with Nandru's, which were more suited to a Solace in peacetime.
What kind of person was Nandru?
He was compassionate, eccentric, and charismatic. He knew how to draw out the best in his people. A true leader. Tradition says that when he knew his life was ending, he sought quiet solitude, knowing his work here was complete. Not a word of tradition, spoken or written, speaks ill of our founder. It is perhaps the only thing on which we all agree.
Do you know anything about a garden?
If you ask about the tilled ground made for growing plants, no. Very few here have that knowledge. But Nandru did speak of a garden from time to time. He created the Wardens of Solace to oversee that garden specifically. No one can say for sure what the garden meant to him, for none has set foot there. I fear I cannot help you beyond that.
Alright, did that say he... Let me just have a look at that again. He created the Wardens to oversee the garden. Might not have created it, but definitely manned it. Alright, let's move on.
What more can I do to enlighten you?
Your philosophy seems controversial.
All philosophy is controversial here. Thoughts that do not challenge tradition might as well be tradition themselves.
What do scholars do in Solace?
We pass on the oral histories of Solace and seek to uncover those historical knowledge we have lost over time. In return, the unenlightened Jetuli of Solace curse, spit, and throw objects at us. It is truly a symbiotic relationship.
I should be going. I was just thinking how easy it would be to manipulate traditions in an oral-only, like, culture. You know? You would simply wait for the previous generation to die off and then slowly start changing the stories to whatever you wanted them to be. Basically. That's something on his head. We'll get that in a second.
Wodica, huh? Guess the Pargrunen have that in common with that here.
I was saying that.
Nandru looked to Wodica for inspiration when he created the traditions and laws of Solace.
Oh, did he? Oh, so definitely he created this as a, he created the prison with Wodica. Wodican prayer. This piece of parchment contains a common prayer to Wodica. Oathbinder, hear our voices. Lead us to speak truth and receive it in kind. Protect us as we walk the prescribed path. Calm our minds as we make difficult choices. Show us how to untie the knots of lies and sentiment. To bring us closer to your broken throne, where justice awaits those who serve justice. So this is a godlike of Sapadal, again working with somebody against Sapadal. That's interesting. It just so happens it was Wodica this time. Hello.
You must be the outsider I've heard so much about, yes? I am pleased to meet you.
Bolty? Is that you?
Marius? Won't the Commandant be surprised? What can I do for Solace's most fascinating guests?
What's your role here exactly?
I am an attendant of the Council of Solace. I do whatever they ask of me, frankly. Currently, it is my honor to watch over the Shrine of Wodica and keep it as pristine as the goddess herself.
You mean it's your honor to stay where the Council can keep an eye on you?
I have to know what that's about.
The way I heard it, Bolty had a reputation for taking things from the armory and selling them to traders for a profit.
I paid my debt to Solace. I have changed.
Yeah, well, the Council is keeping you close by, just in case you haven't.
I'll be going. I want to talk again?
Good to see you.
Show me your wares. Sells Adraban and a treasure map. Okay, first of all, I'm buying all of that. Second of all, I'm buying all of that. Third of all, I guess I'm selling some more stuff from in here. So, like, this dagger. These. Yeah. And all this common stuff. Okay. That got me enough for the treasure map for the blade that hungers. That's cool. Ever since I found that dark blade, I felt hungers that no food or drink can satisfy. Almost as if it longs to plunge into his soft tissue and slash across vulnerable throats. Rather than continue to fight off its influence, I bury the dagger before it buries me. Cool. I don't know where that is, but that's cool. And then do I have enough to actually... I guess I could sell one of these. Yeah, no, I don't really have enough. Oh wait, so is this just better? No, this is just a worse version of this. I see. At least for our purposes. I see. Alright. I don't really have anything else I can sell, so I'm out of money. That's fine. Oh, wait, this? Nope. 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 No, I have nothing else to sell. We can come back, but I have nothing else currently to sell. I'm just checking there's nothing around the corner. No. Alright, well. You know what we have to do now? It's get up here. And get a little bit of a running jump.
Either the rigging is coming loose upstairs, or that's a godlike, same as our envoy.
Your rigging came loose long ago, Nimdude. That's Nandru, founder of Solace. Don't speak ill of him if you value your life.
Right, and with that, I'm going to end the episode there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.